So, welcome back to a little meme update video today. So, in this video, we will talk today. Did AMC find its button today? Same for has GME still has to go down under 19? The fuck did BYND do today? Is SAVA ready for a gap fill? What is Trump doing? It's already finished with its A pullback and now go even higher. And what absolutely fantastic thing FFAI did today. If you're interested, just stay tuned. So, just as always, first of all, I'm using this method here. I will put the explain video at the end of this video, or you just search for the fractal method. So, just one little thing before we starting with everything. If anybody watched the market today, you saw a massive spike in SPY, after that a massive knife. But if you looked what all the stocks we are tracking here on the channel were doing, they were still up. No one of these knifed. Yeah? In my opinion, quite all of them found the button today, which is absolutely great and nice to see. So, let's start with BYND. This time, just a little update. If you're interested in the whole story, really just watch the video of yesterday. Yeah. For the small overview, we are tracking two versions. The first version is the most bullish one. That means since October we did the higher low. We finished the higher low with Friday 21st. And since then we are just doing our small micro higher low. I will also show that on FFAI. That just means the next move is upside. In that case, on Friday, January 2nd, so today, was our V. Yeah, it's a V and A. It came lower than I wanted it to be, but in that case, this was the V. We might already do our tiny micro higher low, and we broke out of the trend. Means next thing is upside. Yeah, what upside? Well, if we look on the higher time frame, if this is our higher low, we have here our trend line. We don't want to fall under this trend line again. Our next price target is A, around the T line. We don't want to fall under it, so we take from our all-time low the 0.5 and just look. 2 points. The first one would be the 0.5 or the 618. So if you're really going up from here, yeah, it would be something like this. And your price target is, I would imagine, $25, $14, something in this range. Yeah. Then you're doing the breakout retest of this trend line, 0.5, and you bounce, and your next target is B, around 43, around the M line. The only alternative I still have, because, let me look. If you look, you still have a gap here. The gap is starting at 88 cents and goes down to 66 cents. With our bullish tracking, we would go up A, B, and then the next question is, are you breaking all-time highs? It would take a long time to come back down here. So it would always only make sense Did you fill this gap? In that case, there is no upside anymore. You still have pretty quick fall down to 66 cents. Might do a little micro high low, but then you should quite quick and instant bounce after the gap fill. You know? For levers, just saying, in my opinion, if you break over $1.02, forget the downside. In that case, you just go up. And okay, that's quite easy. If you fall under 80 cents, you will get there. Yeah. Right now, it surprisingly looks bullish. Let's see what the next week is bringing us. Okay. Next one, FFAI. Also, if you're interested in the whole story, just watch the video of yesterday. In short, since, what was it? April 22, this was our V. Since then, till November 17, we made our high low, our macro high low. We closed it in a V&A, perfect. And the same I was showing on BYND. We added a micro high low to it. And also this micro high low finished on Wednesday already with a V&A. And we didn't knife today. We didn't even knife in after hours. And if you really completely look at it, we already did a small micro high low. So I really want to see what happens next week. I could easily see already a run, a gap up next week. For price targets, well, let's look. I always saying for the rules 1-to-1, our next A is at 153 and our B at 5,000. And I say it again, without a split, you won't come up here. So if you're not doing a split, you will reject here. Latest 159, 54. Time-wise, well, I had two versions. The first, the bullish version, would be you're already peaking Monday, January 12th. And February 19 is your pullback target. So whatever we get, we just would run up, pullback. Like we did all the last squeezes. Just saying. The only alternative I had is the falling into it, which is no real alternative right now, but if this was our T here, yeah, which it isn't looking like, but the only alternative I would have this peak in after hours today was our T, and then we would fall into January 9th, which is next Friday. Yeah. As long as you're not breaking 94 cents, perfect. Yeah. Or you're just slowly running up to it. Yeah. But this thing will decide if it's already up or if it's running on January 12th in 1 week. Just saying. Yeah. And of course, if it's still listing and dying, because if you break under 94, it looks very bad. Right now, it looks absolutely fantastic. Let's see. DJT. Where is it? Yeah. Also, same like FFAI and beyond. If you want the whole story, just watch the recap, the video of yesterday, the meme video. In short, our absolute low, our V&A was Friday 21st, We did a micro higher low, which also ended in a V&A. Perfect. And since then, we did a micro A. MIF pullback. And if you look, we take our absolute low to our peak. We bounced near the 0.5. We didn't went under today. We didn't knife today with SPY, nothing. We bounced on it and went up. In that case, my next target for B, micro B, is at $30. But again, just saying, this whole thing will be just higher low. Yeah, because this shitty micro higher low isn't working with this T, this M, this L. You still need a big macro higher low, which would be this. So I don't think you will break this trend line. You will do a micro higher low, and your next target after we did it, not saying it will take that long, but your next target after that is V&A, because the high low is always ending in a V&A. That means if we go up and coming back even only 1 cent under here, 12.51, this is your real buy-in target. Because after that, your next target is 60 for A, 80 for B, and the only question is, are you breaking all-time highs or not? But even you could even play this right now. Yeah, there is money to be made, and also for the downside after that, it looks bullish. Okay, next one is SAVA. Also, for the big version, you should, for the big version, watch the weekly recap video, and for the middle version, the video of yesterday. Today, just the small update. We are still looking for this gap fill. We also didn't knife today, Miss Spy, and went up. Since April 2025, we did our higher low. Last Wednesday, we finished technically this higher low with a V&A, and we went up today. My time frame for this is January 9th, surprise, like the rest, till January 20. So, the absolute bullish way, I'm always saying this stock is gapping Fridays, Mondays. Always. In that case, you should see a gap already Monday. And your peak should be next Friday, somewhere in here. And you would already be pulling back till January 21. The only alternative would be you still need to do a little micro higher low, and your buy-in is next week Friday. And January 20 would be the peak up there. Yeah. The only bearish alternative is that we would go up. January 9th is your T and your knife. In that case, if you break 175, you would do this. You would be here, you knife to new all-time lows. You will start this section here. And this will take most likely 6 months till June. And then you have the next chance to do that. That's why I'm saying always SAVA is really 100% risk play. But why playing 100% risk plays? Well, it's quite tempting to play a 1000% move play. You could lose everything. You could win everything. Yeah, it's your decision if you want to play it. Okay. Next one. Bed Bath & Beyond. Also, full story, watch the last video. In short, if October was our T, then we have to go and make new all-time lows, and it will take more time. For the bullish version, we did our bottom in April 2025. Since then, we did a higher low. And also, today, we finished our T. Yeah. If this in a bullish version, our T would be Friday, December 5th. Today was our V&A and we bounced on it. In that case, you have to go up. Your next target would be A, 15, 20-ish, B, 36, and then the question is, are you breaking the last peak or not? If not, yeah, you will reject this trend line here. You will fall. Then your last chance is 382. Just saying, your really last chance to get a V. If not, new all-time lows, and we have to wait and track when we get our VLV. Right now, there is a little hope for bullishness. I would right now wait. Yeah. Okay, well, then let's jump into AMC. Also, I'm not showing the full story today. Only question is, did we got the bottom today? Could be. Yeah, we are already under my price target of 160. So yeah, if we got it, fine. I still, no financial advice, I still wouldn't buy in. Just saying. Everyone is telling you it will squeeze from the bottom. Yeah, I say it again. We didn't do it in 2025. We didn't do it in 2024. And we didn't do it in 2020 and 2021. We never squeezed from the bottom. Why should we do now? So, in that case, it doesn't matter if this was the bottom. Yeah, just wait for the higher low to be finished. And it would look like A, B, C, L, M, T. Yeah. And your buy-in is V and I. That's your buy-in. Then you don't have to care. And you have more confirmation then. Yeah. For price target, well, if this was to be, I'm still one of the persons who are telling you most likely it will be a two-part squeeze because it was the same in 2020. So my price target is, if this was to be, where June is to something like this, 140 to 150-ish. Why? Just because if you look, you're taking your fib from the bottom in 2020 to the top. And then you look. Where did we bounce? At the 618. Yeah. So if you're expecting this happening January, February, March, this is your pullback target. This is your peak target for A. Would be nice. Yeah. And then you would go up, breakout retest, doing bullshit, and then go to your all-time high. Yeah. Same like 2020. So I wouldn't even think about it if this was the bottom today or not, because as I said, you still need the higher low, and then we can just jump into GME. Did GME found its bottom today? And I really have to say, no. I know there are predictors out there who said that GME will find its bottom with SPY today because SPY gaps up next week. Yeah, which I can see. And that's why GME has to find its bottom today. No. There's only one point I could argue, and that would be this is higher low. Yeah. If this is higher low, you would still not squeeze next week, because then if this is higher low, you're making a breakout retest. Yeah. How high would that go? Well, we're taking our 0.5. It will be a 0.5 pullback. Yeah. So you would go up to, let's say, 27, 28-ish. 0.5 pullback, breakout retest. After that, you go. Same thing. When GME is pulling back to this point, AMC is finished with its high low. And both go at the same time. What I think will happen is this wasn't the bottom today. Just because we have here our C. We have here our lower high. Here's our midpoint. This midpoint is finished with this drop. This T, you could say, okay, well then this here was our last time to say. Yeah, but you see this M? This T is too small in my opinion. In my opinion, we did T today. That means what will happen next week? We have at least come lower than this, and in that case, really, we will come lower. We will break 1916. My price target is 70.58. You don't have to believe me. Just wait. And it doesn't really matter. It has to be something under 1961, even if it's only 1 cent. But you have to come lower than this. Yeah. Then you're doing your high-low. Then you go. Yeah. I think it will be massive red for the next 2 weeks. Yeah. Let's see. For price targets, well, let's look. Whenever we finish that, my price target for the top for GME is still, if we're doing it in January, February, yeah, something in this range. Why? Just because of this trend line. Yeah, look. I mean, you broke this in 2008, but it sits still perfectly with our squeeze in 2021. Maybe you're breaking a little bit over it, but I'm not one of the guys who are saying 5,000. And I mean, to be fair, that's still 1,500%. Yeah. But to say that, I think AMC is the better play. Because, okay, this is also a lot of money, from $19, $17, $20 to $400. Perfect. But from $1.60 to $1.50 or $700, I think this time the roles are completely different. I think this time AMC could be the big play, and GME is just what did they say? The little brother. Okay. Yeah. Weekly recap video will also come, I don't know, Saturday or Sunday with all the rest of the stocks. If you have questions, write it in the comments or wishes. If you liked it, give a like. The explain video I put here, playlist here. And if you want to see more videos, the abo button. Let's see what we are doing next week. Yeah.